You know what's keeping a lot of us broke or aging a lot of us so fast is our concept of time, which is so warped. Because I don't know if eventually your eyes opens up or you research more or you just get to have this understanding. But I love that it's been proven, because when you look at Einstein's theory of relativity, you will understand that time as we know it is not accurate. Time comes down to your perception. You can bend time, you can slow down time, you can reverse time. Literally, time even disappears based on perception. Now, imagine if people understood this concept and all the concept they're taught in school about time, then how much could you change about your life? Because it's not about what you've been up to the last 5 years. It's not about what happened last month. The only relevant time is actually now. Now, how do you even reverse aging, for example, when you understand this concept? Because I don't know, let me just share the secret with you. Step number one, which is usually the hardest step, is understanding that time is an illusion. It's a projection of your consciousness. You've been trained a lie all along. How you've been going about your day and timelines is intentional way of keeping you limited. Because if humanity understood their true potential, if they understood that time is a creation of theirs, time is meant to serve you. You're not meant to serve time. You exist beyond this timeline. Then people would call their power back. So we are conditioned since childhood to operate in this circle of past, present, future, when in reality the only existence you ever have at any particular moment is the now. So step number one is recognizing that you've been giving away your power. Time is a creation of your consciousness. You create time. You have the ability to bend it, slow it, make it even disappear. How many people are aware of this? Step number two is understanding that just like money, time is energy. It means you have the ability to create any outcome you want out of this life. But you have to understand that it's not gonna be tied down to time as you understand it. It's gonna be tied down to alignment. So once you start operating with time as energy, as alignment, you'll realize that your entire conditioning around even creating wealth was skewed. Because time, number one, is not limited. So your idea that I need to be driving my dream car in the next 1 year, 2 years, I need to be having a stable family in the next 5 years, I need to achieve my goals in the next 10 years, is actually a very warped idea. Because your conditioning around time is why you are always in a rush and why you measure productivity with time input. Because you've been unconsciously trained to exchange your life force, your energy, for a paycheck. So you translate this to the time input you give every day. So even your idea of productivity is based on the doing. And this is why you'll continue being a slave to the system. Because once you become a master of time, you understand that time input does not equate to how much you make. This is something entrepreneurs get better. I know employees struggle to understand this concept. But here is the thing. Your idea about time and doing and rushing and productivity and all that is why you are limited in your essence, even limited in your creativity, because creativity does not operate on time. I want you to ask, I'm a writer. I want you to ask any person who is an artist, somebody who paints, somebody who writes, any artist you know, and they'll tell you there's a stage we call the state of flow. Every morning, I do my writing sessions, and usually I know by the 20th minute, the 30th minute in my writing, that is when I enter flow state. Flow state is when you become completely absorbed in what you're doing. That time becomes irrelevant. This is a secret that every master is aware of. There's a level you get to once you're so into your art that you forget that time is clocking, because time becomes irrelevant when you're connected with your true essence. Remember, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. You are not this physical reality. It's your ego assuming you are this reality. But if you understood your true essence, you'll know that you exist beyond time as you understand it. You can't create time. You can't slow down time. Time works for you, not the other way around. To master time, you have to master energy, which basically comes down to alignment. For you to be a master of time, a lot of us in this generation, a lot of us in this dimension are slaves of time. For you to be a master of time, you have to master something called alignment. Alignment is the ability for you to enter flow state with life. It means you're no longer forcing, you're no longer chasing, neither are you struggling. What you need finds you when you need it, exactly when you need it, and in the amounts that you need it. That is how every human being was meant to live. That is what Jesus was trying to teach us about Christ consciousness. You've got to understand how to master energy, how to live in alignment. That way you master time. You do this when you understand that your role is to create. Most of you are currently even depressed. Most of you are not able to get out of even the anxiety because you are not creating, you are consuming. For you to create, you have to come back to the present moment. Anytime you come back to the present moment, I need to understand that you are defining time, because your ability to be present in the moment is your ability to create. You can only create from the present moment. And remember, we are created in the image and likeness of God. So the God essence lives within you, which means it's your role and your responsibility to create. And since you can only create in the present moment, then why are you measuring the productivity of your day based on what you are doing? The productivity of your day should come down to how present were you in the day. Because if you're present and you bring your consciousness, you bring your awareness in the moment, you will realize that all the answers you're looking for come to the surface. So why is this so hard for our generation to do? Or why is it so hard for a big chunk of humanity to do? Because coming back in the present moment requires you to drop the ego of your identity. In the present moment, you are nobody, you are no one. You're coming back and connecting with the oneness in the quantum field. Now, this is how you master time. You shift from doing, the way you've been conditioned since childhood about doing, and you move into being. You're a human being. Being is when you connect beyond your identity as a single person. It's when you connect with the true God identity within you. This is the point where people create. This is where skill sets are born. This is where wealth is born. This is where freedom is born. But these are concepts that school will not teach you, because school tries to enslave you. School is producing masters of people who take instructions. It's not about freely thinking. It's not about creating a life that is different from everyone. It's not about freedom for you. So for you to master this path, for you to master time, you've got to master alignment, which is energy. You exist outside of time. Time exists to function for you. If you can master it, you won't even be worried about the propaganda going online about aging and all that, because you understand that time is a creation of your own. Because of this particular concept, people even age beyond what they're supposed to look like, because you are going with the calendar as it's been prescribed for you. So if someone says Julian is a 28-year-old, and that is what the calendar assumes, I'm aging every single day based on that. But if I understand this concept, I know I even get to dictate how fast myself